Xbox One, we're taking a look at the Xbox Elite Controller mapping. So this is my Elite Controller. I'll do like some sort of other video with this. I just wanted to show off the mapping, the designs, and the customization possibilities that are available with this awesome, amazing piece of technology. So I called mine the Onyx Stallion because it's like black and sleek and dark, and it's got a lot of power to it. I just basically want to show off what this thing can do. We already have a custom setting here. This is my GAO Elite, so Gears of War Ultimate Edition. I changed the settings, so LB, which does your like TACCOM, is the top trigger. So there's 4 triggers. You got the 2 lower paddle triggers and 2 upper triggers. I actually even, as you saw there, had a trigger designed just so that I could actually pull out my Nasher shotgun. So it doesn't wreck what keys you already have binded to your other parts of your controller. It just adds 4 additional slots for quicker movement. So you can put your firing there, or your like grenades, or whatever you need to quickly access. It basically is like a keyboard where you can custom key and hotkey things. Now I am working on a Halo 5 input because I thought it'd be cool to show, I don't know, basically starting from scratch and creating my own layout. You have 2 switch options. I kind of wish each game was more marked individually. Like they have a list of games, as you can see, just first party at this moment. But I wish it actually binded to that game. It seems you can only have 2 trigger like options or 2 custom settings. So right now I am rocking the Gears of War and the Halo setting, which the Halo setting I'm creating here. So you pick a controller button you want to swap, and then you pick what you want to swap it to. If you're swapping actual buttons on the controller, those will be swapped. But if you're swapping paddles, you're just adding an additional thing, like there'll be 2 X inputs. You can press X on the controller, or one of your paddles if that's how you want it. So for Halo, I thought it might be neat to do grenade switching for the D-pads on the top little triggers and have shooting and throwing grenades at the bottom too. I've since changed this since I thought the top left paddle would actually be better for doing the quick jet bursts, which it actually is, and that's what I'm using now. I also have the other one just for swapping grenades quickly. I might switch it to another key. It's really about playing around with the game, getting used to the new controller. It feels much the same, but there are a lot of differences. And it's about being comfortable with the new style of layout and using these keys to your pro advantage. This is an Elite controller. It's not for, just regular players, just because of the cost and everything. I also want to show all the other additional settings that you can tweak and play. Here we have stick sensitivity options. These are for people that get really intense about this stuff. For me, I'm not touching this. You also have triggers. You can adjust the sliders for your dead zones. This is really complex, and I'm surprised I actually made a controller that's intense. It does cost quite a bit personally at this point, but I think the rewards are it is a intensely pro and elite controller. Of course, I haven't played enough games to give you full thoughts and stuff, but I am working on reviewing that. You can also customize and tweak the vibration for every portion of your controller. Here are the 4 rumbles. And when you're actually moving those sliders up and down, you can get a feel of where it is and how intense you want it, because some games go a little bit over, I will admit that. There's also the light brightness if you'd like to swap it down. Personal opinion, you can do invertation there, you can invert your triggers or whatever you want, and then you basically just save it to slot 1 or slot 2. You can have 2 mapped at the same time, and you can see the switch is in the middle of the controller to swap back and forth. Yeah, so I hope that sort of helps you and shows you how mapping works, what kind of things you can test and edit with your controller, and I will have a full review up in the future and more opinions and thoughts on this new controller. It was so nice of Microsoft to send that over to me, and I freaked the fuck out when I got it. Pardon my language there, but it was awesome. So as you can see, we have a list of first party, and I'm sure they will add more titles in the future.